Jonathan over with a screencast for week 5 WordPress CE. Tonight I want to walk through, or last night I walked through Typecast, and I just want to do that again here on the screencast. That way, if you have any questions, you can go back to that video. So I'm at typecast.com. I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my credentials. And once you're logged in to Typecast, you're taken to your Typecast dashboard, and there's some projects in there that you can see right away. I'm just going to go ahead and start an untitled project. And actually, I'm going to start a blank project. So I have my blank project here. I just went to New Projects and just chose a blank canvas. And I want to get some text, so let's pull from, we'll get a Lancaster Online article. Everything's depressing on that page. Here we go. The weather's always nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab that text, and I can paste that in. I'm going to paste in a couple more just to have a variety. So once I have my text pasted in, the next thing you want to do is go through and maybe set up some titles. So let's actually grab that title. Paste that in. Okay. And I'm going to create an H2. Remember, our page title on our WordPress pages are designated as H1, so I'll start off with an H2. That can be a paragraph. This will make this a block quote, so that way we have a block quote example. And we'll do a couple H3s here. So I designated a few of the elements as H2s, H3s, block quote, and then paragraph. Now what I want to do is I just want to go through and choose a font. Remember, we're going to choose a provider and use the Google fonts, and then we're going to come down through and find a Google font that we like. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do kind of a unique, let me filter my styles. I want to, that's kind of nice. So I'll do that for my headlines. So it was Q-tiv. That would be my wife sneezing.
Sorry.
And let's use Q-tiv for here as well. Alright, and then our paragraphs, let's go ahead and use PT. Let's just use PT Sans. Okay, so we've chosen our primary fonts, and now what we're going to do is just go through and let's change these to M's, and I'm just going to go through and put some styles in here. And that simply is doing text size and line height. And again, we want to use the M's just because they're better. M's and percentages, choose one or the other. M's and percentages are going to be better when it comes to rendering on smaller screens and scaling. Maybe that bottom line's a little too tight. Alright, so we like that. Alright, so let's tighten up the margin. I don't want that huge margin. And I can click off to kind of see where things are looking, how things are looking at the moment. Let's go this whole block. Let's make this whole block maybe 60%. Alright, so now I'm not really liking fits a little bit better. Let's give a little bit of a margin to the bottom of our header. Same thing. Maybe our secondary header should also have we don't need that big of a margin. Again, just playing around with some of the styles there. A couple other things that you can do. You can change your text color. So let's say, for instance, do something with a brighter. And then maybe a lot of what I'm doing here is going to depend on my actual website and what colors I'm already using there. And maybe we just a little bit lighter on the body paragraph text, and kind of want those paragraphs to stick in a little bit, so let's do a little bit of indent there. Oh, we never stylized our block quote. So block quote, let's go back to Qtiv. And for the block quote, sometimes what I like to do is set this off a little bit. Let's go ahead and do a border there. Let's make the block quote offset a little bit, and let's indent that. Okay, and then let's offset our top and bottom. And there's not really any magical number. I'm just kind of making some selections based off of just ideas that I have. So you can see when I click off, we've got our heading, paragraph text, that block quote text. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. I like the way that it's looking. You know, it's very basic, but at the same time it does what I need it to do. Maybe the only thing, maybe what we can do is, not that far, get a little bit more space in between our subheadings. That way it's pretty clear that this content belongs with that heading. So I'm pretty good with that. Now our next step here is just to grab that CSS. So I'm just going to copy, and I'm going to log into my PCAD dev site. Oh, I will not log in. Let's try that. There we go. Alright, so I'm logged in, and I want to head over to Appearance Editor. And edit CSS. We're changing our styles of our site. Now I already have the style from last night established, but I'm just going to paste. So your style sheet might have things in there, it might be empty, you might have a little comment. You could just delete all that out and save. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had an important phone call. So I pasted that in, going to go ahead and save that style sheet. And because this style is cascading, it's going to override anything that I had previously. So we can refresh that page. And when we do that, we'll notice there's a bunch of stuff kind of messed up. Now I was playing around with those widths in Typecast, so I actually want to turn those off. So where did I assign that? In my style sheet here. Let's try that one. Oh, there we go. We can also turn off that div. There we go. And basically what that was, when in Typecast, when I made things kind of smaller, there's no set width on this page, and so I set it to 60 just to kind of see what my line widths would look like. And this theme already has a smaller area, so that's why it took that and then scrunched it down even more. But we didn't want to do that. Now you'll notice that we're not using the fonts that we chose, the QDiv and the PT Sans. So what I need to do is go to google.com/fonts, and this is where we need to link to our fonts. So I'm going to go ahead and do a search for QDiv, and that brings up QDiv and QDiv Mono, so we want QDiv. And we're going to go ahead and do a quick use, so that's this icon, the box with the arrow in it. And there's only one weight, so I just need to select that. And we're going to grab this code. So this is the import font code. This allows my site to know to go out and get that font. So back in my admin bar appearance editor, I'm going to click and open up a new tab for this. And I just want to make sure I'm in my child theme, which it should automatically default to. And I'm going to go and find my header. And I want to make this edit in here. Now I had this old link from last night's example, so I'm going to delete that. But in your code, you just want to look for your closing header tag, which is denoted by the \head, and you can just paste that link right above that. Now I also used PT Sans, so I need to come back here to Google Fonts, do a search for PT Sans, and grab that. So we're going to do quick use on PT Sans. Now there's only 4 weights, so I'm just going to grab all those. That way I can use bold and italic as well. Grab that link and go back to my header and paste that in. Now I want to copy those two, and I'm going to save that file. The reason I copied those two is that because some of my pages use my alternative header sub. So I'm going to open that up. If you have a header sub, just open that up. Make sure you're on header sub, and there's my old link. And just again, right before the closing head, \head, paste that line, those 2 lines right above that. That way your font is referenced from the Google Fonts site. So we see we have the serif font here and stuff there. And we're going to hit refresh, and now we're using our font. PT Sans runs on a Mac, so that didn't change because that's the exact same way it looks. You can see we matched our style almost. Why is that not styled? Just double check that. Ah, okay. I know why. That is picking up the paragraph tag. Let me go back to edit my page. And let me check my text here. No, my block quote is not wrapped in a paragraph tag. So let's look at our block quote here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this block quote, and I'm going to put the P in there to designate a paragraph within block quote. But I want to turn off a few things. I'm going to turn off border style, and I just want to have my font, because I want to make sure that that font is using Q-tip. There we go. So for whatever reason, this block quote was picking up the paragraph font, and so it was being replaced into that PT Sans. So hopefully that's all fixed now. Okay. So if you have any questions, again, this is Typecast. We're using Typecast to lay out our font styles and our text and our colors. And then we're using Google Fonts to find those specific fonts and put them in. A big key thing here when you're looking for your fonts is just to make sure that you're searching the Google font library. These are free fonts. You can use them, and you can import them into your website quite easily with that link in front of your head tag in your header.php file. If you have any questions, as always, just give me a call or text or send me an email.